When I talked to you back in January at the Ultimate Fight Night event, I think I said point blank, are you scared of Aoki? Does he intimidate you because of the broken arm? Has anything changed?
Nothing has changed, man. I know the risk when I walk in there. I may get my arm broken. He may get his jaw broken. I may get choked out. He may get choked out. I mean, it's you rarely see broken arms in the game, but you see a lot of knockouts, so people are a little more used to the knockouts. But it's a dangerous sport. Not scared at all.
I found it interesting when you've talked this last week or so. Maybe you were saying this before that, but you're kind of shocked that Aoki came to the U.S. to face you, huh?
Yeah, I definitely am. I mean, the biggest star in Japan, he's coming out here to fight me, who is, let's be honest, by far, I am not nearly one of the biggest stars in MMA out here, especially in the lightweight division. I mean, there's a lot of big superstars out here, and he has a lot on the line, and Dream has a lot on the line, and, and like he said, MMA may take a hit in Japan if I beat him. They might not give it as much respect, if he's representing the strength of Japanese MMA, So, I was a little shocked about it, but it's really happening, man. He's here, and it's going down, and I'm excited.
I almost wonder if the Japanese and Aoki don't think, you're a great opponent. Maybe they don't think it's a risk, because I agree with you. I think it's a huge risk.
Yeah, maybe that's the case. Hopefully he's underestimating me, and he thinks I am a weak opponent, but I feel like I'm a very strong opponent. I think I'm very tough, and I'm a very smart fighter, but hopefully he's taking you lightly. That'd be great too. I'll take anything I can get.
Do you do a lot of the Facebook and Twitter stuff? Do you talk to a lot of fans?
I definitely do. I do that, and so does my girl helps me out as well, and and other people. But yeah, I do a lot of it.
Have you had any negative feedback about your chances against Aoki?
Here and there, I try to brush that stuff off, but some people say some stuff, but I haven't got too much negative feedback. I feel like a lot of people are behind me and actually think I could pull this off.
Yeah, I had a great exchange from a media standpoint. I was talking about, who might be number one, who might be top 5 at 155, because a lot of the internet guys were saying, well, BJ Penn lost, so that means Aoki clearly is a number one, and I was like, yeah, not really. I don't have him in my top 4. People flipped out, and the funny thing is, you're actually favored, and you're actually favored by a pretty good number against the supposed number one guy in the world.
Man, that feels great, and that gives me a lot of confidence going into this fight. Like I said, it's obviously a dream come true to fight a guy who of his ranking against standards and everything. But most of all, I do. I feel like I have a great chance of pulling this off. So it's not like, hey, man, this is my shot at the hero, but it's like maybe I'll get lucky. It's like, hey, I got a shot, and I think I can do it and pull it off.
And I remember you and Josh Thompson talking about the 155 class, around the world. And pointing out the fact that really maybe out of the top 15 guys, any one of those guys could beat another guy on any given night.
Exactly, man. I think if they had this 32-man bracket or a 16-man bracket MMA tournament of all of the best lightweights in the world, I mean, I think the 2 guys in the semi or the 4 guys in the semis, you'd be very surprised. You probably have maybe the number 2 seed and the number 10 seed and the number 8 seed and then the number 3 seed.
When you look at his fight game, I've heard some people say he's not well rounded. Is the other stuff aside from his jiu-jitsu actually underrated, or is that accurate? Is he pretty much jiu-jitsu and that's it?
I believe he has very good wrestling. Very good, he got to get takedown. I think he's very smart and intelligent. So I think that's a big part of the game that people leave out. He capitalized on people's mistakes and. Yeah, stand-up isn't great, but it's mixed martial arts. He may not do good in a Muay Thai fight, but he just has a tough straight left. He has a tough right hook. He has a tough left kick, and more than anything, he knows he can put it together. He knows that his striking is more dangerous just because of his grappling. So I have to be so aware of his takedowns that I don't pay attention as much to his striking, which makes his striking a little bit more dangerous. You understand?
Oh yeah, absolutely. What kind of takedowns do you have to look for the most? I think I've seen you talk, or you actually talked about it during the teleconference. He's a dangerous guy to kick against because he may catch kicks. Is he more of a clinch guy? Is he more of a shoot and takedown guy?
He'll try to shoot. His shot isn't the best, but he's so long and lanky, he might be able to get that leg and he'll hold on for dear life. And I can tell you, it's a great grip, an anaconda grip, where he can just, he can get on you and just clinch on you well. And more than anything, he's good in the clinch. If he gets the over-unders on you, he can take you down, tack you down well, and pull guard from there. And if he also will draw you into the cage or the ring, and then you got him cornered. He'll switch you around, and then you'll hit that shot right off the bat. So he has some tricks that have been paying attention to. You know, like I said, him closing that gap, he has a little bit of difficulties, but once he closes that gap, he's very strong there. So, you know, the goal would be not even let him close that gap at all.
So a little earlier in the day, you guys had the press conference for the event. Did Aoki have anything interesting to say that surprised you, or was it kind of his quiet demeanor?
No, he's very respectful, and he said, you know, I think Melendez is a nice guy. Loretta Hunt tried to stir up some stuff and asked him about, you know, someone asked me about, you know, someone asked me a question in the conference about, you know, are you worried about him taking a fall? Because he does take falls sometimes or gets hit down. And I remember mentioning something of the lines like, yeah, you know, he's known to, you know, sometimes he'll take the way out. You know, he'll have a way out right there. And I didn't mean it to offend him. I've said plenty of things positive about him, and that's maybe the one negative thing I said. And she tried to bring it up to stir it up, but he looked at me and smiles and says, you know, I believe Melendez is a very nice guy. I've been very respectful to him the whole time, and he has a lot of respect for me. And you know, like I said, I'm a warrior, and I know he's a warrior, and I respect that, and I'm honored to fight that guy.
So he didn't say he was happy to come to the States as to follow the orders from his Japanese bosses to come and kill somebody. He wouldn't do that?
No, you know, actually, he felt like he didn't mention the word kill or happy or anything. I mean, he did mention that, you know, he's definitely here on business. You know, he doesn't care about anything. Like, what do you think of country music? I don't care. What do you think about this? I don't care. I'm here to fight. I'm here to win. I'm here to bring it back for Japan. You know, so he has a one-track mind, and he's focused on just you know, on fighting me and winning. You know, and doesn't care about the belt, doesn't care about nothing. Just cares about defeating me and going back to and representing for Japan.
Was that a real question? Do you like country music?
Yeah, they asked him that.
That's awesome. Do you like country music? I'll ask you.
Yeah, I'm okay with it, you know, and more and more out here, I do like it even more now, you know, and you know, I'm not the biggest fan, but I'm not the country music fan, but if I'm switching the stations and I hear a song, I think this is kind of catchy, you know, I'll check it out. I'm more of a fan of a good song more than a style of music.
There you go, hardcore breakdown of your enjoyment of country music. Last one for you, and we're talking to Gilbert Melendez. How big a deal is it to the fighters, yourself, and you know you've got buddies on this card to be on CBS? Does it mean that much more versus being on a pay-per-view or those kind of opportunities?
Definitely. I mean, this is great for the sport of MMA in general. You know, and it's on Jake, Dan, Gilbert, you know, me. I mean, Aoki, you know, King Mo, and Masashi to deliver to all the MMA fighters out there. I mean, if we deliver this Saturday, it's going to be huge for the sport itself. I mean, of course, you know, all of us are probably going to get better pay on sponsors as well, and get to market ourselves a lot better and get some great exposure out there. And you know, it'll be good for us. You know, it's good for the sport. It's good for Strikeforce especially, and yeah, I mean, a little added pressure, but we're looking forward to it.